Hello everyone, what's up? I thought I'd take a brief look at the Black Lives Matter people who bum rushed uh, Bernie Sanders in Seattle this last week, and I just thought I'd give you my opinion on that, and whether or not I think that the conspiracy theories behind it are true or not, because they are conspiracy theories. We don't know if it's true or not. I mean, it's very compelling, but let's start off with the background story. So, Bernie Sanders is, off doing his campaigning. He's an independent. He's the one of the social progressives. I don't think he's progressive in the social justice sense, but he's definitely right up these Black Lives Matters people's alley, so to speak. So he goes to Seattle and he's having a speech all to himself, and then these women and this one man bum rush the show, to quote Public Enemy, and proceed to hold a rally airing their grievances to the mainly progressive audience, mainly white as well, and basically stop Bernie Sanders from speaking. Now, we all know what these people stand for. We all know what they would have said. We know that they were talking about all the things that have been happening to black people throughout history and currently, and what they want to happen and what they want Bernie to do. Now, I take issue with the fact that they have gone up onto that stage and stopped Bernie from speaking, despite the fact that he is the person who's most likely to help them. He is, after all, I'd say, in the correct and proper way. I am not talking about social justice progressive. I'm talking about good old-fashioned, old-school progressive. The one who will actually help these people. The one who has done more than these people probably will ever do for black people than Hillary Clinton or some stupid hashtag on the internet that isn't Gamergate. Because, as we know, Gamergate actually promotes actual change and has achieved actual change. What has these people done? Absolutely nothing, but that's a digression. So they've silenced him. They've bum rushed his show. They've stolen his show. They stopped him speaking. So whatever he was going to say has now been lost. Obviously, he did eventually resume the show and do another show, I think, in Seattle. But they were pretty much preaching to the choir. They weren't trying to, maybe go to an audience of neutrals. This was a Bernie Sanders audience. These people already agree with the Black Lives Matter protesters. And what I found about these methods, they were just so... They were so crude, getting up there, pulling off the Black Power salutes and shit. It's just... I'm just like let this guy talk. He's on your side. Hell, even I'm on your side. But I choose to, be egalitarian about it and say, you know what, we need to help everybody. The only way we can save the human race from extinction and nuclear annihilation is to make sure that, like the hippies say, peace and love. Make sure peace and love, kind of permeates around. But, that's just very simplistic thinking right there. So, one of the conspiracy theories was that Hillary had organised these people. She'd paid these protesters to get up on stage and basically stop Bernie from speaking, to derail his campaign. Now, I don't know if that's true. It's very much a tin foil hat kind of thing, but it's interesting, and it doesn't surprise me that social justice warriors like Hillary Clinton would want to silence their opposition. This is a key tactic that they like to use. They love to use the mob to silence dissenting voices, even if Bernie Sanders isn't really a dissenting voice to Hillary. He's just someone who's campaigning to be head of the Democratic Party, and he is, I guess, a threat to her in that sense. But I don't see why she would do that. I think it was probably a spontaneous event, but I'm going to wait until more evidence shows up, if it ever does show up, that these people were paid protesters. I mean, this has happened in the past. I think it happened at a Republican convention a few years ago, didn't it? And apparently these women were, at one point, Sarah Palin supporters, but I don't know that. This is all kind of, pissing in the wind. It's all hot air. We don't know what is going on. But I just find these kind of tactics stupid. I think they could have just, organised their own event in a small venue. They could have, live streamed it onto YouTube. It's very easy nowadays. They've got an option there. They just need an account, and away you go. Drum up some support, drum up some, some further, get people interested in this live event on the internet, and away you go. But they had to bum rush Bernie Sanders, the one man who accurately, stands for their politics. He's marched with Martin Luther King, and they were talking about Martin Luther King in their little speech. Yeah, this is a man who actually knew him, or at least marched with him. I don't know if he knew him, but, this is a man who fought for civil rights, who got arrested for it. There's a picture of him in a county jail, in the south, or it could have been in the north, who knows, fighting for civil rights. He was arrested for protesting, yet they silence him. This is why I don't think there was an ulterior motive behind it. These social justice warriors, remember, they're not the smartest of people, so they're obviously gonna, silence the one person who could help them in favour of the one person who will do absolutely nothing, unwittingly, of course. And they didn't. I don't think they would have the balls to go to a Republican convention and say Black Lives Matter. They'd probably get their asses kicked, or they'd be booed off stage. It wouldn't go down very well. But that's the social justice warriors for you. They don't like talking to the people they disagree with. They like preaching to the choir and oppressing the people who agree with them. But I couldn't think of a proper word, so oppressing is probably a bit too strong there. So anyway, that's all I have to say on the matter. This has been Charming Man 93. Like, share the video, subscribe to my channel, and we're only one subscriber off from the live stream that will be happening probably this week, if I'm lucky, if we're all lucky. So, adios.